Welcome to Three Guys, Three Questions. In this lightning round, we test the limits of propriety through the questions you ask us, and later we'll follow up on listener questions and comments from the previous episode. Without further ado, here is our first question. This comes from Kyle Roderick via Twitter. If you could permanently remove one memory from your brain, what would it be? And anybody.
I'm going to go with I would remove the fact that I watched the movie Spectre from my brain. Because that movie is one of the worst movies that I've ever paid to see, and I don't like to think about that.
Would you say it haunts you?
Like a specter?
Like
a ghost.
Or like a producer who shot somebody.
I'm just saying Adam needs to watch some more movies because that was not a good movie, but it's far from the worst movie I've ever seen.
It was a really bad movie.
No, I know. It was really bad. I don't.
Okay, what
my
movie should I remove from my
Well,
brain?
let me just give you a better example because mine is also a movie.
Oh my gosh.
That I want. No.
I feel really ashamed about what I'm going to share.
No, because you'll understand once I tell you what this movie is, and you might not know the movie, but once I describe it, then you'll agree. This is a little movie called Un Chien Andalou, which translates to an Andalusian dog. And this was created by Salvador Dali. It is a surrealist film. Let me just read the first paragraph of the Wikipedia synopsis. The film opens with a little card reading, "Once upon a time, a middle-aged man sharpens his razor at his balcony door and tests the razor on his thumb. He then opens the door and idly fingers the razor while gazing at the moon about to be engulfed by a thin cloud from his balcony. There is a cut to a close-up of a young woman being held by the man as she calmly stares straight ahead. Another cut occurs to the moon being overcome by the cloud as the man slits the woman's eye with the razor, and vitreous humor spills out from it.
You know, I have a new answer. It's you reading that to me.
I've actually seen that. It's pretty intense.
Disturbing. And then that idea got into my head, and then I was watching it in an art class, and the art teacher was talking about why it was so disturbing and stuff like that, and they were like, that's probably the most disturbing thing you could show or you could think of like happening with a razor blade that way. And then I was like, nah. And I thought of like 10 other things. And like, I thought,
I love how your brain was like, I can prove this guy wrong.
Being forced to eat a handful of razor blades, that would be the worst. And now every once in a while, that image pops into my head because it's so intense.
I mean, thanks. Now we've got it.
Yeah,
and
sorry.
now
It's like
I'm not even kidding. That's my new answer.
You're welcome. Welcome
there
to
are worse
Three Guys, Three Questions.
There's worse things out there. I mean, whatever. I just do that.
But I haven't seen them.
Okay. So if I could permanently remove one memory from my mind, it would be junior year talent show. Don't laugh yet. Wait till I say it.
Well, it's like it was
how could I not laugh at the phrase "your talent show"?
Anyway, so I don't talk about it a lot, but I play the guitar a little bit, quite a bit. And in high school, I thought I was a lot better than I actually was. Actually, I was still pretty good. But anyway, so I'm gonna.
Sorry, I'm not supposed to laugh yet. Okay.
Yeah. So I decided I'm gonna do something for the talent show. I'm gonna play and sing "Blackbird" by the Beatles, which is a classic song. And I'd been practicing forever, and I had it down. It was beautiful. So in the middle of the auditorium, so it wasn't like a stage. It was like the middle of the basketball court, and the entire school is sitting up on the balcony. So I get in the middle of the half court line, and I start playing. And first of all, nothing is happening because apparently the person setting it up had not turned on the mic, or it wasn't working correctly. So I sat there for 3 minutes
just
with
doing
no sound.
Boom, 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 boom.
Well, no, I did the song, but I had no idea that anyone couldn't hear me. But because the way the mic was work, I was like tapping my foot on the mic stand, but they could just hear that over and over. And so what started as just confusion started into laughter about a minute in. And I was like, dude, I'm just going to finish this. I'm just going to get through this. I'm like, well, that sucked. I mean,
Oh,
so if I could remove a memory, it'd be that one.
I've never been laughed to scorn on stage. That's got to be the
Oh
worst.
yeah. You know, you learn a lot about checking your mic stand and your levels much more.
Oh man. Oh man. Well, this has been an inspirational episode so far.
Yeah, this was probably a bad time to tell you that every one of our episodes, all we could hear was your foot tapping your microphone.
Dang it.
Sorry.
But here's the thing, I'm trying to be funny, so that's okay. I wasn't trying to be soulful and trying to woo ladies with my finger picking skills.
Well, let's move on to another question that hopefully goes better. This comes from Princess Harold via Twitter. What's the most embarrassing question you've been asked that you didn't answer? Just the question, not the answer.
I'll go first since I went first last time. The most embarrassing question I've ever been asked that I didn't.
You went last time.
Oh, I did go last, so I'll go first this time.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, go.
Okay. So the most embarrassing question that I've been asked that I did not answer was, is that your brother? Do you know that guy? And the answer is not really word, just like, no, well, just like,
what am I bad if I don't
yeah.
do it?
So I'm just like, I let them decide what the answer is.
Well, it's almost worse if they find out by him coming up and saying that you know what I mean? It's better to come from you, I think.
Yeah, and you know, like eventually they find out, but it's just, I love my brother, but he does some weird stuff.
He's an interesting guy.
Yeah, we once went to like a food buffet as a family one time. Like I must have been like 15 or 14. But anyway, he got some cod, some fried fish, and then put some vanilla ice cream on it just to do it. And I remember just being so embarrassed because, you know, you're a teenager and like everything is embarrassing.
So disappointed in him.
At least he didn't put ketchup on his breakfast, right?
Yeah, that's the worst thing you could possibly do.
That would actively make him. I would ask you to disown him if he did that, Andrew.
Here's the thing, though. Like, I can say whatever I want because I probably just ignore a lot of people's complaints about it.
Well, okay. So my answer is, I was on a bus headed to some sort of field trip kind of situation in high school. I think it was maybe to like a drama camp or something like that.
Something nerdy.
And I was with some people I knew, but this was like not that many people I knew. Like I maybe knew like 2 or 3 people on the whole bus, but the bus was only maybe like 15 high schoolers on it, you know? It wasn't like a ton of people. And so this very aggressive girl is talking to me, and I'm just kind of like, I know it probably doesn't seem like it would be this way from like people who listen to this show, but I was like shy. So I was kind of holding back a little bit. And she just looked at me. It was like everything was quiet for a minute. She looked at me and she's like, are you a virgin? And I was all, what?
I'm gonna assume from the accent she was Jewish Orthodox, right?
No, it doesn't really matter. She was just an outsider from my group of friends, and I was just like awkward, and I didn't answer, which is like there's no way to win that, right? Like no answer. Like by her asking the question, it made it weird, and there's no way I could recover from it. So that whole day was just like, I decided like, well, this is a day I'm going to strike out and find new people. And I didn't talk to anybody from that bus the whole day because it was just too weird. Because I knew they were thinking about that question every time I was around them. It was just bad. So,
my answer, which is a question, is just, hey, do you want to come back to my place and watch some Miyazaki movies? So that was weird.
Like weird in that it's pretty cool.
Well, I actually have nothing against Miyazaki movies, but this is what led up to that question. So
I feel like that's really important to the story.
Yeah, so I was sitting just like in the clubhouse at my apartment complex, and this girl just starts talking to me, and I feel bad for saying this, but I was not attracted to her. I'm just going to leave it at that.
So that's like the only... Okay.
No. There's more to the story.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to let you go.
So I wasn't like that interested in her or whatever. but she seemed kind of flirty, and I didn't want to be like rude. I didn't want to be like, "Stop talking to me because you're ugly." So I was
So she
talking
was
to her
ugly.
also, and she goes, "Hey, tell me something unexpected about yourself." So I gave some answer that was kind of non-committal. Then she looked at me in the eye and she goes, "My answer to that question is one time I was in a knife fight on a rooftop in Canada."
I feel
I
like
think
I've heard
this. I've heard this story
And then
before.
and then I was like, "Oh, okay. That's all right." And then she was like, "Do you want to come back to my place and watch some Miyazaki films?" And I was like, "I'm busy."
And I just feel like you missed out.
Dude, I
feel like I missed out on being murdered. Yeah.
Dude, I think you missed out. I think you're just, dude. Opportunities for Canadian knife fights don't happen every day.
just ask Chris Enns.
Yeah.
Chris, confirm this. That what? Yeah. So that's our answers to that question. Wow. Like I'm just picturing your. Sorry, I can't focus because I'm picturing an alternate timeline where you say yes, and then everything that happens after that, and I can't stop thinking about it. This might be my latest.
And then
novel.
we never do this. We never do this podcast because I'm in the hospital waiting for a new kidney.
Well, okay, there is that. All right, this last question comes from A. Huster via the Stuffy Slack. Have you ever had milk from a bag?
Yes.
I wanted to say no, but I've realized yes, I have. There's this cafeteria I was at a few years ago, and they have chocolate milk there, but the chocolate milk is dispensed from a bag into your cup. So yes, technically.
That's dumb. That's not what he means.
What kind of bag milk did you have, Andrew? Because I think it's the same kind I've had.
Yeah, it's because I think the cafeteria bag milk, right? But my favorite part about the bag milk, actually, I have many favorite parts. First of all, they're handing children literally water balloons. Second of all, there's two ways to open it. You have to have a pointed straw that you jab into it or rip it off with your teeth like you're Rambo eating the heart of your enemy. But my favorite part above all those is that not only is milk in bags, but every liquid they hand you is in a bag. I remember getting orange juice, apple juice, milk, chocolate milk, all in bags.
Where did you get why?
It's just what the school provided.
Wow.
I felt like I was an astronaut.
What school was this?
It was in California.
It was like your grade school?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Huh. I had one because I was at some convenience store somewhere. I don't even remember where I was at, but I just remember it's one of those things where you're bored and you're looking through the convenience store to see like what weird things you can find. And they had bags of milk. And I was like, what is this? So I bought a bag of milk and I ate a bag of milk. And like I pierced it with my canine. So it like squirt out, which to me was unsettling because halfway through I'm like, oh, this is like I'm like sucking at a really weird teat. Like the way it's just spraying
that
into
you
my
punctured
mouth.
yourself.
This isn't right.
What some people would do is they would take the chocolate milk and then they would keep it, and then our teacher would let us use their fridge sometimes, and we'd freeze them. And it'd be like a poor man's fudge pop, fudgicle, if you will.
All right, well, there's the answers to those questions. Let's do some follow up and feedback. First, this is super disturbing, but Ultra Nerd in the Stuffy Slack shared with us a discovery. We talked about how I hate minions on the last episode, and he pointed me towards something that's really disturbing. It's a minion pregnancy game.
That is super disturbing. You know what else is kind of disturbing?
What?
That he knew that it existed.
I think he found because I think he said
like what search terms?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Like there's very specific Google terms that you put into your search bar to find that. Like it doesn't just like pop up. You're like, oh, hey, look at that.
I mean,
what's the anatomy of a minion? I thought they were just created, like in science.
I don't want to learn much more, but there's like a minion lady on a bed.
I see it,
and she gives birth to a minion.
Do minions have sex? Sexes? Like by like male and female. Are there male and female minions?
I don't know. I don't want to know. But and honestly, I think that's as much as we should share. There's links in the there's a link in the show notes if you want to watch the YouTube video about the Minion Baby pregnancy game.
Maybe they give it to doctors to practice. And just for practice, when like the doctor has like an ugly baby and has to pretend like it's beautiful. That's what it is.
All right, this next bit of follow up comes from a boy named Boom on Twitter. He just sent us a tweet that said "discuss," and it has also a link to another tweet from someone called Shelby Farrow, and she teaches us a waffle hack that you need to that you can sprinkle a little salt on your waffle, and he wants us to discuss this. So have you guys ever tried this?
No, I haven't, but I'm willing to try it.
Well, I guess it should come to no surprise to you guys that I've tried this. And it's like salted caramel. It's actually pretty good. I used to go to dinner on Sundays to a family's house where they would just make waffles. And they had like 5 waffle irons. And so they'd make different kinds of waffles, and you'd try different things because after a while you like want to do something different with your waffles. We had chocolate chip waffles. That's normal, right?
Yeah.
We had cheddar cheese inside the waffle, which is actually pretty good.
That does sound like it might be kind of interesting.
I feel like that crosses a line for me.
I think this crosses a line for you. Corn in the waffle.
Nope. No.
Not
allowed.
I think we did jalapenos in the waffle.
Nope. This is.
We did all kinds of different kinds of waffles, and it was fun. And
you were so worried about whether or not you could that you didn't stop and ask if you should.
Well, and they would have like a running list of who ate the most waffles at their home. And
like a scoreboard on the wall.
Yeah. And like a guy I knew, I think he won it with 21 waffles.
Oh.
Yeah, and these are like waffle
sitting?
iron waffles, not like like the big ones. Not the
I could feel the hernia coming just from the amount of waffles.
Yeah, it was amazing. So that's the waffle hack. Let's listeners, go forth and try this and let us know and tell us about your waffle hacks. I want to hear if you got any cool waffle hacks.
I saw one on the internet, a brownie waffle. You make the brownie batter and you just put it in the waffle iron.
I don't know if that would be good with maple syrup though.
No, I would put vanilla ice cream on it, but yeah.
Then that's not really. Okay. I don't want to have this discussion.
You don't have waffles with ice cream on it?
No, not really.
Dude, do yourself a favor.
I've had it, but it's not how I prefer my waffles.
Well, you're wrong, but we'll continue.
Waffle question. Butter on the waffle, yes or no?
Yes.
I'm not against it, but I don't usually go out of my way to make it happen.
All right, Andrew, cold butter or room temperature soft butter?
Oh, I like the warm because then it melts.
It's got to melt.
It's got to melt.
Yeah. Why would you want cold butter? If you put cold butter in your waffle, you're gonna get like a bite of butter.
Okay, so then syrup onto the buttered waffle.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Hot, cold, room temperature.
If possible, warm syrup.
Yeah. If possible, room temperature. If I'm feeling lazy, why would you ever have cold syrup?
Cold syrup is an abomination. Get that out of my face.
You remember? Do you remember Coon Diddley, Aaron?
Mm-hmm.
He would put syrup in the fridge.
It's not going to go bad. It's just liquid.
Like syrup
sugar.
is a thing that you make like to be. It's a thing that it's preserved. It is its own. Yeah. It's like putting honey in the fridge. Like why?
It existed inside of a tree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let me guys ask you a question.
Some
people do this, and I don't agree with this, but chocolate syrup on a waffle.
Sometimes
I would do it.
I can't do it, man. I just can't do it.
Sometimes I will make what I like to refer to as the peanut butter tuxedo.
I like this. I like where this is going.
I'm going to assume it's peanut butter and chocolate.
It's 3 waffles. Bottom waffle gets chocolate syrup. Middle waffle gets peanut butter. top waffle gets chocolate syrup and then maple syrup on top of the chocolate syrup. So the chocolate syrup runs down the sides, and it is delicious. It's like a Reese's peanut butter cup and a waffle had a delicious baby.
We need to have a Three Guys meetup, just the three of us.
We need to
and
have
we can just eat waffles.
Yeah, a
It'll
Three
be
Guys,
great.
3 Questions.
We should have a
waffle
Three
cookbook.
Guys, 3 Questions cookbook.
Yeah, we should have a cookbook. Maybe that can be a new Patreon reward. We'll make up a cookbook.
I think we can do that.
Oh,
We were
speaking of
ridiculous thing.
Patreon rewards, I guess this should be probably an item of follow-up.
What's that?
I have sent out the postcard haikus.
Ooh.
And if you want one, it's not too late to sign up for the Patreon and receive a handwritten haiku from me on a postcard with an animal fact on it.
Oh.
I did not write the animal fact that came on the
The
postcard.
animal fact came with the postcard.
Yeah. I sent out some facts about seals. So
Was there any quokkas?
I didn't see any quokkas.
Quokkas? Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So I believe the amount. So just to explain to people who don't know how Patreon works, you can set an amount you want to pay us every month that will go toward certain goals, and we have the goals on the website. So if you want to see what that money's going to go towards, mostly it's like to go towards this podcast, and then also to go towards cool things for our fans. So for instance, the first reward was if we made X amount, I think it was $30 a month, we'll print stickers. So because we know we've had some people who's asked for stickers, and I'm like, I don't have money to print stickers, but now I do. So
and we're getting those.
Yeah, the next is going to be like buttons, and then there's other cool stuff coming along the way. So
Aaron,
you can sign up for like any amount from $1 to whatever. So if you sign up, I think it's is it $5 to get the haiku? I think it's like $4 or $5 a month.
Yeah,
which is like just like the cost of a coffee if you get a coffee a month. You know what I mean? Like
just one coffee.
Just skip
just one coffee per month.
Yeah, skip one of your coffees and then think about all the good things you get from us.
Hey Aaron, can I get some
postcard.
Can I get some stickers even if I don't enter money?
I don't know. We'll have to see what's left over, you know.
Dang it. See, I better sign on to that
thing. But enough of that because I hate shilling. I hate selling myself. I also wanted to talk about dogs. So I was thinking, like, I want to get a dog. I don't know when I'll be able to get a dog. It might not even be this year or next year. Who knows? But I was thinking, I need to learn about dogs. And a friend of mine pointed me towards this guy on YouTube. And his YouTube channel is Zach George's Dog Training Revolution, because the R is lowercase. And I just wanted to point you to this channel if you guys want to learn about training dogs. This guy is he's just like super into what he's saying at all moments. He's kind of got Elijah Wood eyes going. So yeah, enjoy that. That's all I really want to say. But I don't know. I just dogs. And then, also, what's that dog facts account?
Oh yeah. One of my friends has started an account on Twitter that's just a bunch of dog facts with adorable pictures of dogs. So if you want to learn things about dogs and look at adorable pictures of cool dogs, follow Dog Facts by Jess on Twitter. And you're in for a good time.
Can you ask your friend Jess to put like facts about like history or people, but also have dog pictures?
No.
I would watch.
It's facts about dogs.
I would like to.
It's right there in the name. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why you're trying to
didn't
change
understand
this.
about
You could
that.
just change the facts by dogs. Like the dog, like the puppy is telling me facts, because then I can learn stuff and look at puppies.
Well,
that's a different account that you can start if you want.
should start an account called Historical Puppies.
Oh man,
And
but
it's
then
just
those
puppies
would have to
recounting
be,
history.
those puppies would have to be dressed up in wigs and stuff.
I would love for like a golden retriever puppy to tell me about the Mongol invasion.
It'd probably be a chow chow. All right. So another thing is, Adam, you want to talk about the next item of follow-up?
Yeah, the next item of follow-up is just the fact that M dashes and N dashes and hyphens and their distinctions are important. And I will not bend on this. The end.
Adam's been having some debates in the Stuffy Slack about this. So that's another thing. If you sign up on Patreon, even for just $1 a month, you get access to the Stuffy Slack, which is like a chat room where fans of the show and and of every show on the Good Stuff Network can talk.
And we're in there all the time. So if you don't get enough of us, then you can go to the Stuffy Slack.
Yeah, if you want more of us, and I don't understand why you would. That's where we're at.
What kind of upsets me, though, Aaron, I know you were shilling, but I'm going to interrupt you because I feel passionately about M-dashes, is that at one point you used an M-dash, and I replied to you on Twitter, I just want to commend your proper M-dash usage. And then you said, I love that beautiful line of punctuation. But recently, you've been going against me. I just want to point out your hypocrisy.
It's not hypocrisy because it's motivated by my just love of getting you worked up about something. Whether that getting worked up is positive or negative means nothing to me. Just as long as you're excited about something, I'm happy.
Anyway, if you want to talk about
nice
M-dashes with me in the Stuffy Slack, then sign up on Patreon.
The last thing is that, like I said about Minions, I didn't get as much Minion harassment as I expected after what I said about how much I hate them. There was only one harassing tweet sent by Joe Steele that was just a Minion gif.
Yeah, I was going to harass you, but then I realized that I would have to be like looking up Minion gifs all day. I was like, no, it's not worth it.
Yeah, that's
you don't want that in your search history.
Start getting Minion pregnancy game ads.
I don't imagine you're on Facebook and their ads. Your cookies are all searched.
Someone walks in the room and you're playing the Minion pregnancy game. Awkward. That's probably a memory that you would like to forget. Well, that's it. I want to thank everybody for listening. Would you like us to cover your quandary or settle a debate? You can send your questions to us, and we'll provide answers as deep and meaningful as those we just gave. There's several ways for you to send us your questions. Tweet your question with the hashtag Ask3G. Leave a voicemail or text at 760-881-4382. You can actually submit it in the Stuffy Slack if you're in there, or you can submit it via Tumblr. And until next time, remember to question everything. I'm still recording.